Well, good morning, folks. The video that's going to play here is not one of my greater moments. There are several problems with it. I don't like the way it laid out or anything showed, but I do think that there's some good information there, although there's a couple little comedies of error in this whole thing. So I've chosen to just kind of release it the way it is. Some of the footage I've just fast forwarded through, no commentary on it or anything. But like I say, there is some good information. You may want to watch all of it. There is a couple of things, one in particular, that proves to be quite interesting in this process. So, hopefully you find something useful here and how not to do some things. So anyway, hope you find something useful for it. Enjoy. Just notched out for our brackets here, and everything looks pretty good. We've got clearance. We may fine tune them when we do final fit and deburr and everything, but that looks good. We've got a no rivet zone down there, and it's a good thing I went back and double checked, because I would have had it on the wrong side, on the trailing edge instead of on the forward edge, leading edge. And then this is our reference line for our cutouts and our angles and stuff on this end. So when we go out, we're going to go ahead and drill all these holes in each of the ribs, and then we'll do our cutouts and our cuts on this end to line up here. And I'm not sure about that end yet. I'll have to go back and look at the plan. This is our inboard edge. This is our trailing edge here, and that will be our leading edge on the bottom of the wing. And what I'm going to do, this is our first station, or this is rib 1. This is our root rib here. And everything's all laid out. We just finished that. What I'm going to do before I start drilling holes, and it's just a matter of going through and drilling holes, but I thought this might be kind of interesting. I'm going to go ahead and do our cutouts and cut this end to length. And everything references off of this rib right here on rib number 1, the way I'm doing it. When they do the layout on a pre-punched skin, I think they use rib 4 as the baseline, although the plans show it off of rib 1 and rib 6. And we'll go back and we'll probably do the outboard end too. I'll have to look at that and see exactly where we're at. We'll at least get a little bit closer so we've got some idea, so we don't have quite as much material hanging down there on that end. Now I've already done this is going to be the left wing. Let's see, what do we have behind me? We've got the left wing behind me, so this is going to be the right wing. And so I'm looking at the plans backwards. This is the reverse side, or the mirror image of the other side. So I'm going to, just as always, take my time and make sure I get these dimensions right. Overall length off of the leading edge, we're coming out 330. So we're going to mark these out. We're going to mark a 280 and a 330 off of the leading edge. And there's our 330 right there. And then we want a 280. Which is going to be right there. And I want to go back in and double check a measurement. This be our center line. And we should have, I think, 10, probably 8, something like that. Let's double check this real quick so we don't screw up here. Yeah, so we should be 8 to the center, and we'll compare this against the other wing too while we're doing. We're going to leave us just a little bit extra on that, just to make sure we've got enough and don't screw up. We should be, yeah. So let's leave us, let's mark our 370. Actually, I think let's give us 380, just so we've got a little bit more room for error. We can always trim it back later. What we can do is we can verify off of this wing. And it should be 300 on the other end. So we can, let's go, let's go to our 300 off the center of the rib. Let's go right to dimension. That way, at this point in time, even if we are off on our, even if we're off on what our dimension should be, we'll be symmetrical. So I believe I would rather be symmetrical on both wings than have one be right and one be wrong. $300. Should be 370. Right there. Well, it's right now, I hope. all this. Now I'm not going to do the very back one that will go into the spars, both front and rear, because they integrate with the trailing edge skin and the nose skin. So I think we'll leave those until we fit the nose and the trailing edge, and then they can be drilled. So you spend a lot of time on the preparation and on getting a panel to the point where it's the same as a kit panel. Maybe this is going to be easier from the other side. I want to find the easiest place to center punch these and drill, and there's so much glare out here off of this sheet. This is really much better done in a inside, but you make do with what you got. And for now, this is what I got. Alright, well, they're all punched. Out here in the sunlight especially, I think it's worthwhile doing just because I can follow my lines. I think trying to run along with a drill, especially if I was hurrying along pretty good, why, it'd be pretty easy to make a mistake. So we'll just drill these out now with a number 40. And I'll just finish drilling the rest of these. Wish I would have learned this sooner, but it is definitely worthwhile to go ahead and punch those holes with a center punch. Goes a whole lot faster than trying to align each individual one. Alright, let's just verify we got all these holes drilled that we wanted for now. And then we're going to take off some of these layout lines. Not all of them, but some of them. And we'll get the printing that was done from the mill when this was produced off of there, so that we don't have to contend with seeing all of those lines, or all of that red that interferes with us a little bit. Let's see, I've already messed up because I took off one of the outboard lines on this other end here. Right, we don't want to take off our no rivet zone lines either. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, well, I think I'm going to take that back in just like that now. I've still got the plastic coating on the back, but I don't think I'm going to take that off quite yet. Might be better to go ahead and peel that off and then deburr the back before I put it back on. It would go on and be fine this way, but I think I will do that just because that way it'll lay a little bit flatter. There again, I've done it both ways probably, and this takes a little bit longer, but I think you probably do end up with a little bit nicer finished product, maybe a little bit better when you're done. Times past, I for the most part just drilled those like this, left this on there and laid them on and went ahead and lined them out and drilled them and everything, but they will lay a little bit flatter if I were to deburr them right there and get this coating off. Can't really reach that side all the way. Now, I can be very proud to announce that I have effed up this sheet. So, we cut that angle backwards. So now I can tell you, as a scratch builder, that's one of the things you run into occasionally. And you know, I've said all through this, I've taken extra time to measure it out and everything, and I did take extra time to measure it out, but on that end I cut the angle backwards. So it is wrong. Yep. So had I cut that the right way, why, we would be farting in silk. We would be drilling this and riveting it down. So now instead of that, we'll be ordering more aluminum, which I had to do anyway for the nose skin, but now we'll be ordering a couple extra sheets. Well, we'll order one extra sheet from what we were going to order. I'll have to measure that all out, but yep, you've screwed that one up, Danny. So that was basically a sheet wasted. So we throw that money away. So there's a difference between scratch building and kit building. You know, kit building, it would have been hopefully right, it would have been pre-punched, it would have been, you know, set it in place, drill our holes and rivet it. But this is part of the adventure that we go through. So anyway, hopefully you find this a little bit interesting. I'll get back on this project as soon as I can, and comment suggestions, tales of sympathy, why, leave them in the comment section for me below, guys, and thanks for taking the time to watch.